At 11:47 p.m., Emily heard the basement door creak open. She froze at the top of the stairs. The old wooden door had always been difficult to move. Her grandfather had installed a heavy brass latch years ago, and everyone in the family knew it needed to be pulled hard before it would open. But now it was slowly swinging inward by itself. Emily stared at the darkness beyond it. Hello? No answer. She was a 26-year-old nurse who had recently moved back into her childhood home to care for her mother, Margaret. Since her father had died, Margaret had struggled to manage the house alone. Emily reached for the basement light. Nothing happened. She tried again. The bulb flickered once, then went dark. A cold feeling ran through her. She stepped backward. Then she heard something. A soft sound from downstairs. Crying. Emily grabbed her phone and switched on the flashlight. Mom? No answer. She carefully walked down the stairs. The basement smelled of dust and old wood. Boxes covered the walls, and an ancient washing machine sat beneath a small window. Then Emily saw something that made her heart stop. A little boy was sitting on the floor beside the furnace. He couldn't have been more than 8 years old. He was barefoot, shivering, and wearing a thin blue sweater. Emily rushed toward him. Are you okay? The boy looked up. His eyes were swollen from crying. I didn't know where else to go, he whispered. Emily immediately removed her cardigan and wrapped it around his shoulders. What's your name? Leo. How did you get into my basement? Leo pointed toward the small basement window. Emily looked at it. The window was broken. Someone had pushed the glass inward. You came through there? Leo nodded. Why? He looked toward the stairs. They're looking for me. Emily's stomach tightened. Who? Leo's eyes filled with tears. My stepfather. Emily crouched beside him. Why is he looking for you? Leo hesitated. Then he whispered, because I told someone what he did. Emily's expression changed. She didn't ask for details immediately. She knew fear when she saw it. Instead, she said, You're safe here. Leo looked at her uncertainly. Really? Yes. Emily called the police. While waiting, she brought Leo upstairs, gave him warm milk, and wrapped him in a blanket. Margaret woke up and walked into the kitchen. She stared at the boy. Who is this? I found him in the basement. Margaret's face went pale. Emily. What? Margaret looked toward the basement. I know that boy. Emily stared at her. You do? Margaret nodded slowly. He's from the house 3 doors down. Leo lowered his head. Margaret walked closer. I've seen him outside late at night. Sometimes he looked frightened. Emily looked at Leo. Why didn't you tell anyone? The boy swallowed. Because nobody believed me. Those words broke something inside Emily. She sat beside him. You should have been believed. Leo looked at her. For the first time, he almost smiled. Then someone knocked violently on the front door. Everyone froze. Another knock. Harder. Leo. The boy immediately began shaking. Emily stood. Stay here. She walked toward the door but stopped before opening it. Through the curtains, she saw a man standing outside. Leo whispered from the kitchen. That's him. Emily called the police again and told them the man was outside. The knocking continued. You can't hide him, the man shouted. Margaret moved beside Emily. You're not opening that door. Emily nodded. Minutes later, police cars arrived. The man tried to run. He was caught at the end of the street. Leo was taken somewhere safe that night. But the story didn't end there. Over the following weeks, Emily learned what had happened. Leo's stepfather had been hurting him and threatening him whenever he tried to tell anyone. Leo had finally escaped after hearing his stepfather say that he would make him disappear. He had run through the neighborhood until he found Emily's broken basement window. He had climbed inside because he remembered seeing Emily help an elderly neighbor months earlier. He believed she was kind. That small memory had saved him. Months later, Leo returned to Emily's house. He stood at the basement door holding a small paper bag. Emily smiled. "What did you bring?" Leo handed her a tiny wooden keychain. "I made it for you." Emily looked at it. Carved into the wood were 4 words. "Thank you for believing me." Emily hugged him tightly. Then Leo looked toward the basement. "Do you remember that night?" Emily nodded. The door opened by itself. Leo smiled. "No." Emily frowned. "What?" Leo pointed toward the basement. "I opened it." Emily stared at him. "But you said you couldn't get the door open." "I couldn't." He smiled through his tears. "Your mother came downstairs before you. She saw me through the window and opened the door." Emily looked at Margaret. Her mother smiled quietly. "I heard him crying," she said. Emily's eyes filled with tears. "Your mother came downstairs before you. She saw me through the window and opened the door." Emily looked at Margaret. Her mother smiled quietly. "I heard him crying," she said. Emily's eyes filled with tears. All those months, she had thought the basement door opening by itself was something mysterious. But there had been nothing supernatural about it. It had simply been a frightened child finding the one door that opened into safety. And sometimes, kindness doesn't look like something extraordinary. Sometimes, it is just opening a door for someone who has nowhere else to go.